What's stopping you? You know, all them excuses that you make for yourself, it's all those thoughts that's going on in your mind. Let me help you understand a little bit more of this right here. Okay, so this is how we do this. Every negative behavior that you exhibit has a corresponding negative emotion or group of negative emotions that goes along with it. And at the core and the root of every one of those negative emotions is a corresponding thought or group of thoughts that goes along with it. That's why every time when you had an altercation with a certain person and then you see them, your mind immediately goes back and you think back to that thing that happened between the two of you, and then it causes and triggers that negative emotion to come up out of you. And then you exhibit what? Negative behavior. Why? Because your thoughts are all jacked up. Every time you see brother so-and-so or, Mr. Jones or Miss Smith or whatever, and you feel a certain kind of way about them, instead of embracing the fact that everybody is unique in their own right and everybody wasn't raised the same. Some of us, I'm going to put it out there, some of us got some jacked up past in childhood. But guess what? It don't have to stop you from doing better. I think I said either last month or the month when I came and spoke for Jerome a while back, you know where your past belongs? Neatly and safely tucked away behind you. That's why it's called the past. And if you're not still in that same situation and it's over, guess what? It's over. It's over. I don't care what they say about you. I don't care what they say about your nose. I don't care what they say about your walk. I don't care if they say you sound funny. Everything about you was uniquely designed all according to the purpose that you were put on this planet for. Everything. The way you look, the shape of your head, your height, your eye color, your hair color, everything. And let me tell you something. I know this ain't church, but God don't make no junk. None. You are not junk. And I don't care what they said about you, about your looks, about how you sound, and all that kind of stuff. They didn't know no better because they didn't know how to love you. That's all. That's it. They didn't have the capacity to love you. Let me say that again. They did not have the capacity to love you. When somebody got something stupid and sly to say out the side of their mouth about you, that's because they don't have the capacity to love you the way you're supposed to be loved. Don't be foolish enough, like they used to say back in the day, don't believe the hype. Don't believe it. Do not believe it. Don't believe it. Don't. Do you recognize or see any good qualities in yourself? Do you? Let me retract. I'm not going to retract, but let me rephrase that. Do you know how to see good qualities in yourself? There's a difference. Do you know how? That's why God gave me this. Do you know how to see the good qualities that you have inside of you? Have you recognized any of the skill sets and the talents, the gifts, the abilities that you have within you? I'm telling you, when you find at least one thing and you get locked into that thing and you sold out to it, like you sell out to everything else, sell out to something for yourself. Because when you find it, baby, let me tell you, it is one of the most gratifying feelings in the world. What I'm doing right now, I know I was born for this.
Glory.
I I know I was. It took me, and look, it took me some time to realize it and get there and understand it. It did, admittedly. Oh, but when I found it, whoo! Oh, I'm telling you. And it's not me, and listen, please don't misunderstand. It's not a thing about me having a big head and, just wanting to grab a mic and get up in front of people and say a bunch of things. I'm 44 years old. I've been through a thing or two. And still dealing with some things right now. But that book that I just held up for you, this book right here, let me read this title to you again so you can understand the words that's coming out my mouth. The Success Diaries. You know what a diary is? A diary is a journal, a book with a bunch of empty sheets of paper that you take, and on a daily or every other day or weekly basis, however often you want to write in it, you're writing down your what? Thoughts. You're writing them down. And you're chronicling your life. And that's what this is. If you get this book, you will see chronicles of my life. That's what this book contains. Every other book that I've written has some chronicles from my life. But this one here, it's 3 different sections: milestones, quotes, and blogs. Share a little testimony with you to speak to what I've been saying about who you are and what you have in you and your ability to be able to do the same thing. It just hadn't manifested yet. When I sat down to write this book, and really it wasn't much that I had to actually physically write, because this is more of a compilation of a bunch of different writings. When I got to the section where the quotes are, oh my God. I didn't realize I had so many quotes. I had so many things. Now, let me help you understand how I got to this. Please don't think I'm bragging on myself. This is not what this is about. I'm trying to help you understand and make a point about something. Because I said last month when I came and did this, 16 years ago, this was birthed in me, Success Thoughts. And when I had an epiphany sitting at my desk, and like a vision, it opened up in front of me, and I saw how big this thing was going to become, I said, there's absolutely no way I can do that by myself. And I closed it up, shut it down, put it in a box, and put it on a shelf for 8 years. And then I started going through some really, really hard and difficult times in my life. And when I brought this back, I started posting on Facebook and Twitter and whatnot. And I made a vow to myself. I said, every time I get in a place where I feel like circumstances are trying to close in on me and trying to press me down and put me down, I'm going to write. That's where this comes from. Talking about pressure, dealing with pain. You know, pain will make you do some stuff. Good and bad. But if you learn how to focus, if you learn how to have pinpoint laser accuracy in what it is that was put in you, what you were designed to do, you will find yourself in a place where you can press past the pain. One of my quotes that I came up with recently, and it didn't come from you, Apostle, Amen. But we were already there together in the spirit, I guess. But there's a